are watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin. Talking sports, one of my favorite times of the week. Mike Costa ditched us today, so he's not in studio, but he is zooming in from his home studio with dial-up Wi-Fi. Dial-up internet, I mean. Dial-up Wi-Fi.
I'm sorry, I have to freely admit, we've got to have the worst internet in a house in San Diego. I don't get it. I mean, I've put routers and extenders and everything everywhere.
It's all the dogs that you have.
All the
dogs.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, it's the dog's
Absolutely.
fault.
Absolutely.
How many do you have right now at your house?
We have 7.
Oh my God.
I love you and your dogs. Okay, so I would like to talk. This is a hot topic right now, a trending topic, if you will. A punter for the Buffalo Bills was just his first year at the Buffalo Bills. Former San Diego State student.
Yeah, he was
just released.
Drafted 4th.
Okay, wow. So Matt Araiza, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Araiza. You got it right.
Okay, so he was just released because of these rape charges that just came out from San Diego State. Can you talk to us a little bit about this? Because this is a very serious allegation, and I don't know much about it. Without knowing much about it, I am glad he was released from his contract until they figure out what went down. But can you talk to us about this story a little bit?
And this is purely what I've read and heard. I have not talked to anybody at San Diego State University within the athletic department. I haven't talked to anybody at my old radio station. So I'm just going by what I read. And let me say this. If, in fact, Matt Araiza is found guilty of doing what is alleged that he did, you throw him in jail and you throw away the key. Because, you have girls, I've got moms, I got a mom, I've got sisters, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
He's already been convicted and is guilty in the court of public opinion.
Right.
And so, that's unfortunate. And, once he has his day in court, his victim, also equally important, has her day in court, and the facts are laid out in front of people, the evidence from A to Z is put before a jury of their peers or a judge as an impartial observer. We'll see exactly what happened. But right now there's a lot of hearsay. He said, she said. The school finds itself in a tough position because the San Diego Police Department, once they learned of this, told San Diego State University, don't do anything further. This is now a police investigation. So they were just following what the police department said. It is a massive lose-lose for so many people.
Right.
But again, as I said, I'm not victim shaming here.
Right.
And I'm not trying to say, oh, well, come on, he's a football player, give him a break. That's not the case. Let the case play out. Let's see the evidence. And if he, in fact, did this and the 2 other people that allegedly took part in the gang rape did it and are found guilty, you make them disappear, and I hope to never see them again.
Yeah, there's 2 other students, right? Are they also football players?
They're not on the team anymore,
okay.
But there was 2 other individuals allegedly that took part in it.
Right.
And conversely, Mary, if it's found that he is completely innocent, then there's a lot of people that owe Matt Araiza an apology because, as I said, he's already been convicted and is guilty and should get a life sentence in the court of public opinion.
Right. It is a tough situation because people are jumping to conclusions based on this allegations.
It's gross. It's terrible. And again, I don't want it to diminish. If this woman went through this, well, her life is ruined as well. Mm-hmm. You don't come back from that. That's a scar. That's a specter on your shoulder that you will have every single minute of the rest of your life. And that's equally as horrifying.
How long ago, do you recall when it was supposedly took place?
From what I've read and seen, it was October of last year.
Okay.
That it took place.
And it's just...
And again, there's so much...
It's taken this long for all of the channels and everything to work so that it's now coming out, and he's not been arrested, right? He's just been let go of the Bills while the trial unfolds. Right.
And, because the Buffalo Bills have to deal with their fans saying, oh, really?
Yeah.
You're keeping a rapist on the football team, even though he has not been charged with anything
Right.
or convicted. But they have to talk about, or they have to think about their culture or what
Sure.
they want to promote as an organization. So
Yep.
it's terrible. It's
Yeah.
terrible for him if he's innocent. It's terrible for his family if he's guilty, and it's absolutely horrific if, in fact, this young woman went through what she says she went through. Her life is toast.
Right. Well, I want to segue into another kind of hot button topic right now that has happened. Two situations have come up with racism in sports, not in professional leagues, but one was with Duke University in a volleyball match. Did you see this at BYU?
Yeah.
And then one was at a Little League World Series game with a black player having cotton in his head. So the black volleyball player was being ridiculed and called the N-word on the court during this match at BYU, right?
Yeah, and to the point where Tom Holmoe, who's the athletic director at Brigham Young University, I guess took a microphone and went out on the court and lambasted the students or whoever the individual or individuals were for saying this.
So that's
Mary
interesting
Burt,
that you heard that, because I read there's a letter circulating that was written by one of the players, Rachel, one of the women that's a black player. I think her name's Rachel, and she came out and said no one from BYU, no coach, no fan, no employee, no referee said a thing during the game, and they had to go through it. So you've heard something different. That's interesting.
Well, I asked a buddy of mine who works in Utah what happened, and he mentioned Homo was out on the court with a microphone, but this could have been a different situation. So I don't know enough about it to take what I said about him, the AD going out on the court for that incident to be Bible truth. But I know that there was there was an incident, and this is not the first time it has happened at a school like BYU. There's a lot of players of opposing teams who've said they've been ridiculed and subjected to racial slurs.
And it's reminding me a little bit of the situation of the Mouse and the Palace, where the fans, they love you, they love you, they love you, and then they also feel empowered to ridicule either side. Like they have a right, because they buy a ticket, to act crazy and act out of turn and act, with racial slurs or whatever it may be. And it's just not the case. I don't know how to stop this, and we have 30 seconds, so tell us your ideas.
We're all brave until the athlete steps over the line and says, "Excuse me,
right? You've
got something to say to me."
Yeah.
So you just got to start. You got to keep tossing people out of arenas if they're going to act like absolute a-holes.
I mean, that's got to be a thing, and these people in the stands should have been ejected immediately, and I don't think that they were. So that
100%.
That needs to change for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike. Well, I hope next time you're back in studio with us, because I miss having you here. But say hi to those dogs for us. And we're gonna say the Louis Costa on Twitter at Louis Costa. All right, go follow
Louis
Louis Costa, our sports analyst, and stick around for more America Trends. We have more right after this.